90 Day Fiance Season 5 Episode 11 Recap. Molly drops a major shocker as Luis packs his bags. Last night was 90 Day Fiance Season 5 finale, which culminated in some couples walking down the aisle. However, things didn't look too good for Molly and Luis, who were still reeling from their ugly fight last week. In a shocking twist, Molly drops a huge revelation that left even the show's producers stunned. Nicole and Azan. Nicole is back in the country, leaving Azan in Morocco as he awaits his K1 visa. She tells her family what happened in Morocco, including their big misunderstanding. Nicole's family doesn't think that Azan will ever trust her completely, but she insists that she loves him and wants to push through with the wedding. Moreover, she reveals that she's been sending money to Azan since he currently doesn't have any job. Evelyn and David. After their petty quarrels over wedding preps, Evelyn and David finally make it to their wedding day. One of their issues was about David's groomsmen not wanting to spend extra money for tuxedos. In the end, Evelyn gets her wish as her parents volunteer to shoulder the additional expenses. On the day of the wedding, David's friend realizes that he must have left the rings in David's apartment. David panics that the rings will not make it on time. But none of it really matters because he's about to marry the love of his life. Evelyn is one radiant bride. When the 18-year-old puts on her wedding gown, a lacy vintage-inspired dress, she looks happy and beautiful, making her mom shed tears of joy. Josh and Ika settle on a small wedding in a chapel in Las Vegas. Ika is still set on having kids with Josh, despite his reluctance. The 36-year-old Filipina tears up when she learns that Josh doesn't keep in touch with his own children from his previous marriage. She proceeds with her Vegas wedding. David and Annie. David informs the 90 Day Fiancé crew that Annie has left him the night before. This is after Annie's honest conversation with David's daughter when she learns of David's drinking problem and infidelity. Later, David and Annie meet up, and he gives her an ultimatum. Tearfully, the 24-year-old Thai native decides to stay with David. With their wedding still on, Annie goes wedding dress shopping with David's friend Nikki. Annie likes this strapless dress with a wide satin ribbon around the waist. It looks beautiful on her, but when she calls David, he tells her that he can't afford the $318 asking price. Annie's credit card gets declined, so Nikki begrudgingly pays for it. "I'm so embarrassed, I cannot pay for the dress," Annie says in a confessional. Molly and Luis. Molly's family tries to comfort her after her nasty fight with Luis last week. Surprisingly, even her daughters, who were against the idea of her getting married again, tell her to think of her own happiness first. But Luis has already packed his bags. Molly comes home to find out that he's already gone. Molly says that Luis doesn't really have to go back to the Dominican Republic. Isn't his visa expiring? The producers asked her. As the night's biggest shocker, Molly admits that they've been married this whole time, since July.